So after I made my video why Syrians are solitary, I had a bunch of questions asking, can dwarf hamsters live together? So that is what I'm going to be answering in this video. Now when we are talking about dwarfs, we are talking about the three species, the Roborovsky, the Russian Campbell's dwarf, and the winter white dwarf, as Syrians and Chinese hamsters both are solitary. So while dwarf hamsters are not solitary like Syrian hamsters are, that does not mean that it's always advised to house them together. To properly understand this, we have to take a look at dwarf hamsters in the wild. In the wild, you will find dwarf hamsters in colonies, but they're found in these colonies for two reasons. Reason one being for safety, and reason two being for reproduction. In order for these two reasons to be achieved, they would have to have a colony of both male and females together. Because obviously a group of males cannot reproduce and a group of females cannot reproduce by themselves as well. These species don't live with each other for the social aspects like many other animals do. So now let's take a look at dwarf hamsters in captivity. So we've taken away the need for protection and the need for reproduction. Therefore, living in a colony or with others is actually unnecessary because, as I already said, they do not come together for the social reasons. This actually would be more so unnatural for the hamsters because in captivity, the only type of pairings we should ever do is males together or just females together. You should never have a male and female together because obviously they breed. So this obviously would not be something you would find in the wild. You wouldn't just find a group of females or a group of males. So overall, it would not be necessary to house dwarfs in pairs, neither do I personally recommend it. I often get a lot of comments from people saying, hey, my dwarf hamsters loved each other for the first 6 months, and then they started fighting and I had to separate them. A fight can easily cause injuries or even death. In the wild, when two hamsters go into a squabble, it's very easy for the other hamster to run away and get away from the other hamster. In captivity, they're kept in a cage, therefore a hamster can't just run away when they're starting to fight. They are forced to be with each other, therefore it can result in death. Now with this being said, I am not against an experienced hamster owner properly housing a pair together. To properly house a pair together, you need to make sure you have a very large cage. You're going to need something that is at least 800 square inches of floor space because remember, just one hamster needs 450 square inches. You're as well going to need double of every single thing. You're going to need 2 wheels, 2 food dishes, 2 hideouts, 2 toys at least, 2 of everything. You're also going to need a spare, large, suitable hamster cage on hand in case you do need to separate your dwarfs. And keep in mind, you should only house dwarfs together that are the same sex, the same species, and are from the same litter together. Now, in the past, I myself have owned a successful pair of female dwarf hamsters. Now, I personally would not make the choice again to house a pair of dwarfs because that is just something I personally do not recommend. The cons outweigh the pros, so there's really just no point in really housing a pair, and that is why I'm against it. So I really hope this video can answer this question because I have been asked this a lot of times now. I've gotten to the point where I've just copied and pasted my answer to every person who has asked the same question. So hopefully this answers it. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. Bye!